Oh my God, you guys know what today is. Give me a second. Oh my God. All right, look. I always prided myself on being an athlete, but you soccer players, you guys are crazy. I hate to say it. It's workout Wednesday. What's going on with you guys? The TheCaliEffect, king of games here, and oh no, baby, what are you doing, my calves? So today for Workout Wednesday, one of my coach's clients convinced me to play soccer in a soccer league. Since nobody picked me up for football, I thought to jump across the pond and play football. This was not a good idea. First, I want to say, not only am I American, I am a nigga. You ever seen somebody like me running at you playing soccer? No, it's for a good reason. Despite what I have to say, a lot of people are saying I'm really, really good at soccer on defense. If this is anything like basketball, I had about 4 or 5 steals. I had 2 assists, guys, 2 assists. We scored 5 times, so like, yeah, 2 of those, you'd be doing that thing. But I have to just flat out say, I was completely intimidating out there. Yes, they knew I didn't know how to play soccer, but no, they didn't want to try me. I genuinely picked up soccer because my coach told me it was either run or play soccer, and I gotta tell you, he pretty much just said run twice. If there's one thing that you guys should know about me is I completely hate cardio. I will avoid cardio at all costs, just like how you guys should avoid these cards with the same amount of energy. That's right, guys, in this video, we're going to be talking about some Yu-Gi-Oh cards that you guys should be avoiding, like people avoid me on the soccer field. Like how the soccer ball avoids my foot in where I want it to go. I know you gotta kick it with the side, it just doesn't work out. But of course, if you guys wanna see more amazing content, then make sure that your 5th summon is a Nibiru to that subscribe button, but also make sure you hit that notification bell because, well, even when we playing the other football, we too strong. Also, if you guys want more insight about cards that you should buy, sell, and everything in between, consider joining my Patreon. It's a really awesome community to be in, and there are a ton of perks that I can't say on Patreon. So without further ado, let's jump on in and talk about these cards you should completely avoid. Okay guys, so for the first card I want you guys to avoid, like how Oxygen just so happened to avoid my body throughout that whole first period, is Drytron Nova. Wait, is that how it is? Because I know it's quarters for football. Is it like, it's period for soccer, right? Drytron Nova is a spell card from the Genesis Impact set, and basically what it does is it allows you to special summon a Drytron monster from your deck to your side of the field. Also, you can't special summon monsters that could be normal summoned or set for this turn, but that's a pretty fair trade-off considering that Drytron monster effects that you would summon in game also have that same effect. Now, Drytron Nova is an important card for the Drytron strategy, so why exactly would I tell you guys not to buy it? Is it because it's getting hit on the forbidden list? Is it because the TheCaliEffect hates Drytron and thinks it's a trash deck? Is it because despite TheCaliEffect's personal bias, it's a deck genuinely on the slide? The answer is kind of none of those. Drytron Nova is a card that you should avoid, not because Drytron being hit directly on the forbidden list, it's because there's a strong possibility that the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon situation will be addressed in the next forbidden list. When Drytron gets its combo disrupted, which is fairly often, it normally can summon 2 monsters on the side of the field and make Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. That normally gives it enough time to buy enough time for the next turn. But if there is a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon hit, Drytron does significantly become worse as hand traps become a lot more powerful against the strategy. And that should result to you being very wary of purchasing a Drytron Nova. Now, this could be a huge boom or bust where you pick up Nova and nothing happens to the Red Eyes engine, causing this card to spike again and keeping Drytron in the top contention meta, but I am going to hedge the fence on there needs to be a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon address, and it's not going to be the card that you guys think it is. But while we're here, let's talk about the card of the hour. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is a pretty powerful card inside of today's Yu-Gi-Oh! That requires Red Eyes and Dark Magician for its summoning. Never in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Would I thought players would want to play Red Eyes and Dark Magician inside of their semi-competitive deck. But we're here, in 2021, with the complaint of a powerful card that involves you playing these 2 cards. A quick breakdown on Red Eyes Dark Dragoon: this card can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and it can destroy cards on your opponent's side of the field, as well as inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. Also, you can negate an opponent's card activation by discarding a card from your hand. Now, when I say that on paper, this card seems like a bannable Yu-Gi-Oh card, but the only problem with that is that it requires Red Eyes and Dark Magician. This is what actually makes Red Eyes Dark Dragoon just not as great as some people think it is, as since its inception in 2020, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon has been in one top tier deck, which was Drytron that I said before. Seriously, you can look into the history of the top meta decks. I'm talking about the best of the best. None of them play Dragoon. Now, why exactly should you be avoiding this $80 Yu-Gi-Oh card? Well, I mean, because it's $80. If my prediction list that is coming up soon is 100% true, then Red Eyes Dark Dragoon will drop in price. And I predict at that point in time, that is the perfect time to buy Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, because it'll go back up in price. And not because players will find a new innovative way to make this card playable, it's because it requires Red Eyes and Dark Magician on its card text. This is like nostalgia inside of cardboard. Like, why wouldn't you have this card in your collection? Now, the main card of the hour, and the reason why I think you should avoid the other two cards, is a card that I feel is going to get hit on the forbidden list. Dragoon Verte Anaconda is easily one of the most powerful link monsters in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and you can reference it to Heavy Metal Foes Electromite and Union Carrier. What this card does is that you can send one polymerization or fusion card from your deck to the graveyard, and then this card's effect becomes that effect. Now, the drawback is that you can't special summon for the rest of the turn. Why the fuck would I need to special summon at the rest of the turn? I'll summon this at the end. What the fuck makes these cards? Like, seriously, when someone says drawback, give it a legit drawback. I was done summoning anyways. Why the fuck do I care? Why did you even include that in the text? Sometimes I have no idea what they're thinking when they make a card. Dragoon Verte Anaconda ban not only hurts Dragoon stock, it hurts Drytron Nova as well, which is the reason why I feel that you should avoid all three of those cards, because yeah, they go hand in hand. Moving forward, there are some cards that Dragoon Verte Anaconda doesn't directly affect that I think that you should avoid. There are some cards that have been buzzing in the current competitive metagame. B-Troopers are a really good archetype that actually has potential in the future, but that's not what I'm telling you guys to avoid. Because of B-Trooper hype, there are quite the few insect buys. Aztectopede is a $6 rare card, which is extremely laughable. I don't think you guys should be picking up that card just yet, as Konami does have a penchant for making cards like that common inside of the next OTS set. And then there's ultimate rare copies of Doomdozer. Okay, I really can't say that you guys shouldn't buy this, because Doomdozer is an awesome fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's the buggy that makes things trudgy. Can't hate Doomdozer, it's won me too many games. There is one card that is egregiously expensive that I think you guys should not buy. Its name is Koger? Koger sounds funny. Imagine it being a beetle, but a frosted flake beetle. Quagga Hercules is a fusion, non-effect monster that requires two monsters that you're never gonna play. Quagga and Hercules Beetle. I don't even think Weevil played these cards, let alone polymerization, but it's pretty good for B-Troopers, I guess. Now we're gonna skip over talking about Quagga Hercules because it actually doesn't have an effect, but the reason why this card was bought out is because it's a very old card with only 2 prints, both of them, I believe, from champion packs, and on top of that, it is a retort fusion target. The B-Trooper strategy thrives on being able to special summon insect monsters to your side of the field, and if you can have an instant insect on the ready to summon to your side of the field, get it? Instant ready? Then that can actually play to your benefit. The problem with Quagga Hercules is that it is a $480 super rare. Yes, it's that expensive. Now yours truly just so happens to own 2 copies of Quagga Hercules. I gotta give a mad shout out to my homegirl Kana for convincing me to buy this card. Don't know how I'm gonna get rid of it, because even though I'm selling one, I'm very much telling you guys to avoid this card unless you wanna buy it from me. I'll give you a good deal, but I'm telling you not to buy it. I see Quagga Hercules being something like Scrap Chimera, not necessarily getting a reprint, so that is a problem, but hopefully for budget players, it does get a reprint inside of the OTS set. I also noticed that this isn't fully in frame, so boom. Be the best you. Be too strong. Now, one thing I need my hero fans to be strong about is these new hero prices. There are some outrageous prices like Elemental Hero Liquid. I remember when this card was a $20 card, it now sits at $60. But 2 cards that I think you guys should genuinely avoid, especially if you ain't got the moolah, is Evil Hero Adusted Gold and Evil Hero Malicious Bane. Now basically what Evil Hero Adusted Gold does is discard this card to add a Dark Fusion from your deck to your hand. That's literally all you're going to be using it for, as Dark Fusion allows you to fusion summon into Evil Hero Malicious Bane, a card that can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and allows you to Raigeki your opponent's entire board as well as gain attack. The ease of summoning into this card is strong with the hero strategy, and that pretty much justifies why these 2 cards are about $300 for both of them. Now, it's not really news that these 2 cards are extremely expensive. They came out in a Legendary Duelist set, were short printed, and are about 2 years old. The reason why I'm telling you guys to avoid this is because unless you are a hero pro, you don't need this beef, guys. You really don't. Heroes are ridiculously expensive, so unless you can ball like Jaden, you probably should stay humble like Cyrus. I do see a reprint for these two cards coming in next year, but seeing that we're still in September and next year is next year, you'd be avoiding these cards for a while. And lastly, speaking of hero craze, we talked about elemental heroes, we talked about evil heroes. It wouldn't be a party without our Destiny hero boys. We're gonna leave Vision heroes out. A card that I think that you guys should not buy is Destiny Draw. Now, Destiny Draw does have quite the few prints, and on top of that, it is a card that is played in Legacy decks. What it does is that you can discard one Destiny hero monster from your hand to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. Fairly simple, right? You legitimately do not need this card. The reason why this card spiked up in price is because of the new Destiny hero support in Burst of Destiny. The reason why you don't play this card is because we're not in 2008 anymore, guys. Discard draw 2 cards have been bad for a very, very long time. Amazingly enough, there are ultra rare copies of Destiny Draw for $15, and then there are ultra rare copies of Destiny Draw for $100. I swear, if somebody is dumb enough to skip over the 15s and go to 100, oh man, I know a few people like that. Well, that is all that I have for the cards that you should avoid. But just like how my dumbass is going to play soccer next week, I'm pretty sure someone is going to buy these cards at these egregious prices. Let me know how that works out for you. If you guys want more amazing market watch advice, then go ahead and check out these videos, as of course I'll catch you on the next one.